And not Treasure Island.
And not Treasure Island. Treasure Island. We're never watching that. That movie's terrible. I know, because I've seen it.
You've seen Treasure Planet, you stupid son of a
No, I've seen Treasure Island.
Also, if you're referring to the Muppets Treasure Island, you're also wrong, you stupid son of a
Did I say the Muppets Treasure Island? I did not. I know when to distinguish the movies that I'm talking about. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. I will distinguish when necessary, and that was not a necessary moment because I was not talking about it.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Pacific Standard, guys. My name is Carter Briggs, and with me, as always, are my two lovely, beautiful, gorgeous co-hosts, Abel Stoika.
Hello.
And Mason Winter.
Hello.
Today, we are talking about what year is this film from, Abel? What year is this?
1987.
The 1987 film Robocop. Now, before we begin, and I ask Abel to describe the plot of Robot Cop, I have some other names for Robot Cop, okay? So you guys tell me which one your favorite is. All right, Robocop, also known as Greased Bacon, also known as Cyborg Swine, also known as Clastrator Cutlet. 3 options for you. What do you guys think?
Did you come up with all these?
Yeah, those were all me.
Those are awesome, dude.
What was like the cybernetic swine one?
Cyborg Swine.
Cyborg swine. I like that. I think I like that one.
That's also my pick.
I think my
It's
favorite...
got like a good rhythm to it.
It does. I think my favorite is Clastrator Cutlet. I giggled to myself a lot when I came up with that one.
The alliteration is funny because Trader is a T and then Cutlet has 2 T's in it. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like poetry. It rhymes. Doesn't actually rhyme.
It doesn't rhyme, but it sounds good.
Like some poetry. Some poetry doesn't rhyme. I would say that name is more like that other kind of poetry. You know?
Other non-rhyme poetry. Weekend lame poetry, as we call it in the biz.
All right. Shall I describe the plot of Robocop?
Yeah, tell us the plot of Cyborg Swine.
So Robocop stars Paul Blart as... I'm just kidding. It's got... I don't even know who the main guy is. Peter Weller is the actor who plays the main Robocop man. Yeah, he's a cop in Detroit in an unspecified year, somewhere in the far future, and the cops are controlled by a tech company. Like, completely, the police force has been completely outsourced to this tech company. And while he's on the job, he gets shot to bits, and I quite literally mean bits, by gangsters who are just comically evil, take joy in destroying every part of his body with shotguns. But he then gets reincarnated basically as a robot human cyborg and becomes a Robocop, has his memory wiped, is really good at his job because of course he's a cyborg. And then he slowly starts to realize his old life, realize that he was once an actual cop, and kind of blur the line between where Robocop ends and where Murphy begins. The main villain of the movie is the guy who runs the company, or one of the guys who runs the company. Yeah, has this guy killed who makes Robocop because he has another Robocop that's even bigger and has even bigger guns.
But that one's just a robot.
Yeah, that's
just a robot.
That's not a cyborg
there's no
swine.
Cop in it. It's all robot. Yeah,
that's just an android pig, is what it is, and it squeals like one too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyways, so Robocop saves the day, blows up the bad guys, and that's your movie. Have you guys seen this before?
I saw it when I was young.
Same.
Never seen it.
Well, what did you guys think? I kind of want to go with Mason first.
Yeah, Mason, what'd you think?
As per usual.
Why do you guys do this?
Because you tailor your opinions to what we say. That's what you've admitted to.
It it's tough to not look at it with the lens that I have now, where I'm used to more modern movies. And because I don't have the nostalgia of growing up with this movie as a legacy title, granted, I think it's a legacy title among older movies. Looking at it now, everything is pretty glaringly obvious. Kind of how they do certain things in retrospect. And I think it kind of takes you out of it a little bit. So it's more of those ha-ha movies to me rather than a take it serious like it's a good movie.
Gotcha.
Like, I don't think it's bad.
Yeah.
It's an action movie from its time, and I think it looks like it.
Whoa.
Yeah, Carter, what are your thoughts?
Okay.
I feel like you love this movie. That's my prediction.
There are parts of this movie I love. There are other parts I don't so much love. There's one thing that I don't love, but it's fine. I really like this movie because you look at it for the time. Action's great. This is a pre-Matrix American action movie, which means double fist punches and just slow bullshit, right?
80s, Stallone, Schwarzenegger. It fits right in there.
Yes. So I will take it for what it is. Also, the effects in this movie for the time are fucking amazing. The Robocop suit is amazing. Ed 209, when you're looking for it, you're like, oh, that's stop motion. But if you saw this in the theater then, you'd be like, they put a giant robot in this fucking room and he blew that guy up. What the hello?
Yeah, because the comp work and then also the actors and the people around where it's supposed to be, they sell it pretty well. Kind of like the we talked about the background actors in Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yep.
Kind of selling those street scenes.
Like all action movies before a certain time, I think the action is slow and from a modern perspective, not very good. What I really love about this movie is how correct it is in its... what's the word I'm looking for here, guys?
Social commentary.
Well, not even in its satire. Because it's satire, because it's heightened. But most of the shit that is satire is our reality now. You know what I like?
Or very, very close to it,
like,
at least.
Exceedingly close. Like, there's a scene where the guy's like, what we did is we look to make profit in sectors that aren't usually profitable, like hospitals or schools or prisons.
I wrote that down.
All three of those are now for-profit institutions in the modern day.
You mean largely privatized corporations?
Yes.
That seek to make money and turn a profit?
Most American prisons are privately run. American schools have to buy, because of shit like No Child Left Behind, they have to work with these like Schoology companies and like a College Board, which are for-profit organizations that purposefully fail a certain percentage of kids in like national testing to keep their profit margins up and to make it so that kids have to keep taking the tests and they have to keep improving, quote unquote, improving their standards. And fucking hospitals are entirely privatized in this country. And they have been for like forever. So all that just being like our reality, because hospitals, when this movie was made, were more publicly funded, but they were still private. Schools were entirely publicly funded, and in prisons were entirely publicly funded when the movie was made. Their satire is our reality, and the fact that they chose to have the main character be a cop that is owned by a corporation is not on accident. It's a big part of... That's basically my point is, we've known that our, like, policies that we make, especially in the 80s, would lead to where we are, and they got it right. And I just think that is worth celebrating in this movie. And for what it was a great action movie for the time. For the time, it was an incredible action movie. So, I really liked RoboCop, I would say.
Yeah. I remember watching this and being like, whatever, because I feel like I was like probably like 13 or whatever, not super big into the social commentary at this point in my life with movies. Didn't really know. If you asked me what social commentary was, I probably couldn't have defined it that like at all. But I watched Robocop because it's kind of in the mix with like kind of popular sci-fi franchises of that time, like Robocop, like
Predator.
Alien,
Yep.
Predator, Terminator, all those kinds of movies, like of the kind of gritty, R-rated sci-fi classics, basically. Like he's one of those characters who gets revealed as Mortal Kombat DLC every single game.
Yes.
You know? Like that's the exact market that he's in now as a character. And they made a couple sequels to this. They made a reboot that I watched when I was a kid in 2014, and it was horrible. I don't really remember much from it besides it was pretty bad. It would probably be even worse now on rewatch, having just rewatched this and being really kind of in love with it. Like, just like the TV segments with the news people, so fucking funny. Everything they say is just like,
they're hilarious. Their main story, their main story is that they've made a robot cop. They're like, Robocop met with some kids today at a local elementary school, and then like their closer, their like little snippet is, and rebels attacked Tijuana today and blew up da-da-da. There's a nuclear war that's going to happen in South Africa. That's like their little, like, we're not going to talk about this. Let's talk about Robocop meeting the kids.
well, we'll technically cover it.
We technically covered it, but no information. Nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, Carter. The 2014 RoboCop, the guy who plays RoboCop is Rick Flag from...
Yes, he is.
Yeah, Joel Kinnaman.
He's also in Altered Carbon Season 1.
Is that show good?
I like Season 1. I actually haven't finished Season 2 with Anthony Mackie, so I shouldn't say I don't like it. I just haven't watched it.
Okay.
It's of an
I've heard
era.
it's good.
For sure.
What era?
It's I call it foggy sci-fi because I don't want to say dark sci-fi because it's giving it too much credit, this genre, where like
Dim sci-fi.
where it's like really like hard to see. Like it's foggy.
Oh, visually foggy.
Yes.
Okay.
But also and then also they like are like, well, in the episodes where Game of Thrones has no action, they're just fucking. So it's like they're like following that trend where they're like, if we don't have an action sequence in this episode, there has to be some people fucking for an extended period of time.
I fucking hate that trend.
So
I feel like most of the time in Game of Thrones, they use sex scenes like in a way that makes sense in the plot, you know? Maybe not in the first season.
not in the first season at all.
Yeah.
Literally not in the first season at all.
The first episode, it makes sense in the plot because they got to push him out the window, you know?
Yes. But every other episode...
Well, but it's
Besides
also
that-
showing you the relationship between Cersei and Jaime, and by proxy, the relationship between the queen and the king. Clearly, like, they're not happy together.
Right, though that one makes sense. The Cersei Jaime ones make sense. Every time there's just a scene where some noble is having sex with a prostitute, I'm like, this was unnecessary. This didn't need to occur.
This was for headlines, bro.
This was so people would go,
Can you believe what they're putting on HBO? They're putting this on the home box office.
whoa,
Your children are going to see this. Click here.
you're
Learn more.
hey, are you 13? Do you want to watch this show with sex and violence? Watch this show with sex and violence.
Violence and movies and sex on TV.
You beat me to it, man.
But yeah, that's what Altered Carbon is. Anyway, you were saying about Robocop.
Anyways,
People.
RoboCop. Yeah. This movie is directed by Paul Verhoeven. I've only seen one other movie, but I've already talked about it on this show. It's Starship Troopers. I want to watch more because this and Starship Troopers are very, very similar in how they deal with social commentary. There is like, in this movie, they have the TV channels where they show you like ads from the universe and then like news snippets from the universe. in Starship Troopers, it's like a website where like you're clicking around and like going into like different web pages on this site. It's very funny because that movie came out in 97, I think, and they're showing websites that like, I don't know. It's very unique.
But I think they're also both very satirical in the way they do it and making you inspect things more closely, but also kind of laugh at them.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, these people are stupid. And the way things are done is stupid.
100%. And I think, it's just funny. Yeah, he takes this cop character who's like very much like an idealized version of like what a police officer should be. Just like, just a good cop. Nothing, doesn't really do a whole lot wrong. Sure, he like...
I mean...
hangs out with the boys or whatever.
He's not out... Like, he's not like he's not trying to be a hero. He simply gets told to move from this precinct to this other precinct where they need more people.
I agree. I also don't think he's very idealized. I think it was his first day.
He's just a normal guy.
He's just his first day, he's like, give me your gun. I'm going to dual pistol shoot up this van.
Yeah.
That's his first day. And he's like, my kid likes it when I flip my gun because of this TV show about a cop he watches. Yeah. Like, he's very much a normal cop. I would say this movie, despite it being very satirical, and one scene in particular where it showcases the corruption of the police, isn't very anti-cop, I would say.
No, that's not. Most of the like commentary doesn't lie in like the police area. I feel like it's more talking about like just rampant capitalism and the privatization of everything, and like kind of showing like, hey, look at how this is fucking going. Like, you let a private company program your fucking law enforcement. Like, what are we doing here? And that's most of the crux of it, and they sugarcoat it. Like, literally every single person who watches that stupid show where they say, I'd buy that for $1, is laughing hysterically and completely distracted from the important shit that's going on in that scene. Yep. Like, they're totally placated by what's on their TV and not like looking at the world,
By like what we said.
I feel like,
literally, we were talking about it. Just a dude who's always surrounded by blonde models who are trying to have sex with him, and then him going, I'd buy that for $1. Yeah. That's the show, and everybody's
that would blow up on TikTok today.
It would.
That would be like the Rizzler, dude.
That's what internet that's what internet content is now. It's just like dudes being like, hey, what if we like went on the street and interviewed drunk hot women coming out of clubs, and we were like, I bet you're a cheater. I bet you cheat, girl who's clearly blackout drunk. That's what internet content is. It's just like beautiful people doing stupid, inane bullshit.
This is how fucking Hawk Tua girl became a thing.
Yes.
Just interview a drunk hot girl and just go, hey, say some crazy shit on here. And she'd be like, I'm going to say some crazy shit. And now she doesn't have to worry about money for the rest of her life.
Now she did a crypto scam. Then she did a crypto scam.
Yeah. I tuned out after I heard about the podcast. I was like, I'm out. Not that I was ever in, but I'm just like not paying attention to this.
Yes, Mason. We know you're subscribed to the podcast Talk Tua. You don't have to tell us.
Nah, I've seen like weird little clips that'll pop up randomly, and I have been subscribed to some of the guests she's pulled though.
I mean, like who would we know any of them? Who would she talk to? What would she talk about?
KSI.
I don't.
Of course, KSI.
What the fuck? What is that guy even doing? I don't understand. I'm tired of this. I hate it here, man.
You hate it here.
Not this podcast. I'm talking about just the internet.
I know.
The internet was so cool like 15 years ago, dude.
It's only gotten worse. And I don't even mean the content.
Mark Cuban.
Of course. Of course.
Yeah, there's been some heaters.
That guy's fuck all to do.
That dude... Okay, I'm not going to say that. Never mind.
What were you going to say, Carter?
I was going to say that Mark Cuban is the most early 2000s Democrat fucking dork in the whole world. just like a dude who talks, and he's literally a billionaire, and he'd go, "Isn't it bad that there's wealth inequality?" And you go, "Yeah, Mark Cuban. Yeah, it is."
If only these people had good business ideas.
Exactly. Like, dude who is one of the sharks. Yes, it is bad, wealth inequality. You fucking doorknob. Jesus. Like, I wish there was a way in which I could solve wealth inequality. Guy who could give $1 million to every American citizen. That guy.
Now we just have a billionaire who gives $1 million to every U.S. citizen who lives in Wisconsin and votes for a certain Supreme Court justice. But that's besides the point. That sounds like something that would be in a Paul Verhoeven movie.
Abel, we're living in that
we're
movie.
in hell. We're in hell.
We're in hell, Abel. We are in hell. Just because statistically everything's worse doesn't mean you have to have a bad time. Hey, boys.
Yeah, I love this movie, man. I had a great time with this movie.
I had a great time with this movie.
I want to give a shout out to, I already gave my shout out to one of the people behind this movie, Paul Verhoeven, but I also want to give a shout out to Phil Tippett. He's one of the, I don't know exactly what his role was in this movie, but he did a lot of special effects stuff for a lot of movies in the 80s. Like, he worked on the original Star Wars trilogy. He worked on this. He worked on Jurassic Park. I think he's responsible for all the stop motion in this movie. And he came out with this movie a couple years ago, Mad God. It's a stop motion horror movie that he produced over 30 years, which is just insane that you can work on one movie for that long. I think it was just like a side project that he would like work on bit by bit. But I saw it in theaters a couple years ago, and it's on Shudder. It's so cool. There's like, I don't think there's any dialogue in the whole movie, and it's just like weird creatures and shit. And then when we were watching this, I saw the part where Ed 209 fell down the stairs and can't get up and is just wailing like a fucking like a demon monster.
Mm-hmm.
Like baby
child. I wrote that. I wrote
monster.
That one of the big bad villains' weaknesses is stairs.
Yeah.
Program how to go downstairs.
Well,
they really didn't think that through.
Well, that's he says why he didn't think it through when he's yelling at the other executive. He's like, "Who gives a shit how if it works? I was gonna get fucking money off of that shit."
Yeah.
That was his whole. He was like, "I was just gonna sell the fucking military this bullshit, and it wasn't gonna work, and it was gonna kill civilians, and who gives a shit?"
You know, that's the most unrealistic part, because then how are you gonna get them to continue paying for a subscription model service for Ed 209?
Because
you can't go downstairs.
Probably because like the owner of your company is like a senator or some shit.
Yeah, no competition or something like that.
Yeah.
Probably makes sense.
You're the only game in town, and the guy who's spending the federal dollars on it is giving them to himself.
I love it when, like, capitalism, that thing that only works when there's competition, just doesn't have any competition.
Abel, name a time in which we've the state has forced competition. Name a time, and don't say the progressive era.
Name a time.
And don't say the 50s and 60s. Don't name those two. Aren't allowed. Those two are not allowed.
Okay, I give up.
Yeah, fuck you. That's right, asshole.
I should rephrase that and say supposedly work.
Also, yeah, work is a stretch, brother. Work.
Mason is just like slowly realizing that he's signed up for just like a extremely, left-leaning, like anarchist burn it all down podcast.
He knew. I'm the one who asked him to do it.
We were just talking about.
Well, I knew that's the case with Carter.
Yeah.
I'm middle of the guys. Let's all be friends.
All right, the Falcon. Thanks a lot, bro. What a helpful addition to the conversation.
I don't like the label America on Count. Gonna be Captain World, bro.
You should be Captain World.
Captain World.
Captain Planet. Oh wait, that's already a guy. Fuck.
Oh wait.
Maybe in Captain Planet's Planet World there wouldn't be copyright. Everybody's just making their own characters.
Maybe something generic like Captain Marvel. Oh, what shit.
No, that's too stupid. No one would ever do that.
I got a real life question. And I know you guys...
I got a fake-ass question.
I know you guys don't know the answer. What the fuck is the deal with Captain Planet? Because he fights pollution, but his weakness is always pollution.
I literally don't know a single thing besides that his name is Captain Planet.
Are you serious?
Kind of looks like
Are you fucking serious? Yeah. There was...
I'm fucking serious.
It was a cartoon. There was a diverse cast of kids, and they all had a ring that represented an element. And I think it was like water, earth, fire, and like air. And they would combine. They would try to solve the problem. Every episode, they would try to solve the problem with their rings. But then they'd be like, "No, we need Captain Planet." And so they'd shoot a beam, and then Captain Planet would appear, and then he'd be like, "I'm gonna fuck up this pollution guy." And then he'd get beat up, and the kids would help him, and then he'd beat up the pollution guy. But the pollution guy was never like a oil field or like a billionaire. It was always like a rat man who was shooting noxious gas. And he was like, "I love shooting noxious gas." That was the show.
Sounds like an awesome fucking show. Dude.
Oh, it was so fucking good. It was great. I love minimizing what actually pollutes the world into just cartoon-esque villains and not like the people who are actually doing it. I love it. Anyway, Robocop.
Yeah, I didn't take very many notes because I was just having a good time.
I took a few. There's I forget the name of the robot, but the pure robot, not the cyborg Robocop.
Ed 209.
The first time they roll Ed 209 into the conference room to feature him and test him out in front of everybody, he malfunctions and he unloads tons of bullets into an innocent man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How many bullets
awesome.
would you say roughly?
So,
like 100.
So many bullets.
I said in parentheses, this man is now Swiss cheese.
He is Swiss cheese.
The first line of dialogue after he just gets torn apart is, "Somebody want to call a goddamn paramedic?" I think he's beyond a paramedic at this point. I think it's safe to say he's lost.
That wasn't even the really great piece of dialogue after that is between the boss and the VP. Because neither of them give a shit, but the boss is like, it's bad business if your product doesn't work, right? And the VP's like, is it though? It's fine. It's a little glitch. Neither of them are like, hey, a man we work with just died because of this.
Inconsequential.
Like, it does not matter neither of them give a shit.
I just want to point out that the scene preceding this, the two guys and then the guy who gets killed going up in the elevator and talking business stuff. And then this happens. One of them gets gunned down. And then the two remaining guys go down that same elevator and just keep talking about business stuff. Like that guy didn't just get fucking killed.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's how the guy pushes the Robocop thing.
Nice.
He's like, hey, this thing is a piece of shit, clearly. What if we did a Robocop?
I also liked that guy in the meeting, basically at the company that creates Robocop and creates this robot. There's the head honcho, the CEO, top dude. He doesn't know about the corruption. Second in command, he is the corrupted guy who has lackeys that are criminals, including one of the main bad guys that kills the character who becomes Robocop. And then in opposition to him is the new hotshot who pitches the Robocop program. And in the meeting, he's clearly trying to suck up to the CEO who's pitching. And he just starts hitting the enthusiastic clap and nobody else is doing any type of reaction. And he's just clapping super hard. I love that.
It's good. He's clearly a bootlicking brown noser from like the jump.
How did it end out for him?
He gets murked. He gets murder-lertled.
Exploded.
He gets exploded after snorting cocaine off of two women's breasts.
Awesome fucking scene.
Everything okay at home, Mabel? Everything.
I just liked it when he got splatted. I liked it when everybody got splatted in this movie. I love the the gore effects. They were awesome.
This movie's so gory. I love it.
They don't make them like they used to.
I read that was the biggest criticism of this movie when it first came out, was a lot of people talking about the abhorrent, like unnecessary amount of violence. But I think it was kind of characteristic of movies from this era.
It was great. When that dude melted.
Definitely turned up a bit in this one, but
when that dude ran into that toxic waste and melted,
gruesome.
That was fucking
Dude, that was nuts.
awesome.
They definitely don't do that anymore.
No.
That never happens.
no, acid just doesn't do that anymore to you. The way they used to make acid,
they're
it
putting
used
something
to.
in the acid that doesn't turn you into a monster.
They used to
Old
make
acid,
all natural
when it had
acid.
cocaine in it still.
Yes.
That's old cocaine acid.
Well, back in the day, you used the old Johnny fucking Obama didn't used to fucking make it so that we couldn't put red dye number 7 in our acid.
That's acid with real sugar.
That's acid with real sugar. None of this corn syrup acid bullshit.
That's cane sugar acid.
That's that cane sugar acid. That's that molasses.
That
That's
stevia crap.
stevia crap. That just burns your skin, makes you melt. This will turn you into a
That
toxic
shit'll
Avenger.
give you all sorts of diseases, dude. Don't touch that stuff. It's super dangerous.
Stevia? Yeah.
Yeah, I prefer my acid more straight up.
Hey, stevia is really
All
bad for
natural
you.
shit.
Presented by sugar.com. Presented by the guys who sell you sugar.com.
Just a call back to like maybe an episode 2 months ago when we were talking about the origin of the board game Monopoly and how it was designed to be
Anti-capitalist.
to show the failings of capitalism and why it doesn't work. I just thought the little advert with the game Nukem,
That was hilarious.
get them before they get you, just a game about mutually assured destruction. So funny. So perfect, and yet so realistic. Like, this could be a real game in a different timeline.
I mean, we do have a game called Battleship. One of my favorite board games is
That's
called...
a little different.
One of my favorite board games is called Axis and Allies, and you just do World War II. It's just a board game where you do World War II.
I heard somebody point out the name of this game the other day, and it was pretty funny to me. It's another one of those Risk types, you know it, Carter. But for a game to be called Supremacy, in which you try and dominate the world
Yes.
militarily, is pretty...
It's a little on
It's
the
a little
nose.
spot on.
Little on the nose. Risk, at least you're like, all right. I mean, like, I am doing world domination, but it's fun. It's Risk. It's different.
It's strategy.
It's strategy. Just take Australia. If you just do Australia first, you're just gonna get more troops.
No, you
You're
get
gonna outpace.
trapped. You get isolated. You
No,
get
you
cut
don't.
off.
You don't get trapped because there's only one point of ingress. You're safe.
If you're going for Australia, you need at least a solid foothold in Asia first.
Yes, so you only place in Asia and Australia. What do you think? I'm stupid? And if somebody else is doing that strategy, do South America because there's only 2 points of ingress into South America.
I prefer the Americas.
You would. I prefer Asia because it's easier to get to Africa and then you can do a southern hemisphere push.
Oh, but you're
I've
just
never
connected.
played Risk. I've always wanted to, but I just have never.
What are you even saying to me right now?
You fucking heard me, dude.
New Patreon.
Does this mean we're playing Risk together?
New Patreon episode. I have like so many board games that I need to show you all. We're just gonna do board game.
If you have
Sounds
enough
like so much
friends
fun.
who all have chaotic ADHD brain, you will, instead of playing Risk, you'll spend a few hours where you could have been playing Risk, coming up with new rules on how you could play Risk better.
Are you talking about the time that our hometown group of friends played Game of Thrones Risk and then changed the rules to play a different, better version of Game of Thrones Risk, Mason? Is that what you were
That's
referring
exactly
to?
what I'm talking about. We were like, we can fix this game. This game's not perfect. We can fix it.
But Mason, may I ask you, when we played it that second time, was it not better, the experience?
It was better.
It was better. We fixed Game of Thrones Risk. I will hear no more of this.
I think we just need to create a board game. I think that's what that means.
Oh, I already have like 3 that I've... Okay, this is an off-pod conversation.
Don't put your ideas in the public, Carter.
No.
Keep them.
Nope.
That's your intellectual property.
They're in my mind. They're in my mind. They're in my mind. Anyway, were we talking about RoboCop? We're already at 41 minutes.
We're talking about RoboCop.
Yeah, we're doing good.
Any more? I kind of covered my notes for RoboCop.
I have quotes. That's the rest of my notes.
Let me check. I said my 3 other names for RoboCop. Oh, when the strike happens, when the police strike happens, the news, their strike guy is like a well-dressed, like well-spoken guy.
Yeah, and they just get like a
and then they get
hippie.
Then they get just a fucking high as a kite dude who's actually correct. He's high as a kite, and their label for him is unemployed person. Oh, I love the peace platform, the Star Wars peace platform.
I can't remember.
So they keep cutting. The news keeps talking about it. It's a space station with a big laser on it, which is a real thing Ronald Reagan said he was doing as a lie to get the Russians to spend a bunch of money.
It exists.
In the RoboCop universe,
I got to the part in Dune where it shows up.
in the RoboCop movie, it's a real thing, and it blows up Santa Barbara because of a misfire. And they're like, "Oh, what a tragedy!"
Oh, there goes Santa Barbara.
Bye, Santa Barbara. Bye, the psych offices.
You will be missed.
You'll be missed, Santa Barbara.
You want to start us off with quotes then, Carter?
I didn't really get great quotes.
How did you not?
Here's my favorite one. Goddamn, they're reading. It's the 2 scientists reading the newspaper who were working on RoboCop, and one goes, "Goddamn rebels blew up the airport at Tacapulco," and then the other one goes, "Great, we were going there next week." Like they don't give a fuck about the human life or the war. They're like, "I was gonna fucking vacation in Mexico, and these fucking bastards are blowing everything up."
That's pretty good.
When the titular RoboCop is confronting a couple criminals who are trying to assault an innocent young woman, he shoots one of them in the dick and then immediately goes, "Your move, creep." And that was probably my favorite.
That's a classic from
That's great.
This movie. My quote is also in that scene. It's more of like a favorite moment because the quote's not that great on its own. But he shoots the guy in the dick. And then the girl, like in a movie where a guy saves a girl from like an attacker or getting mugged or whatever, she'll be like, "You're my hero," like the classic trope of like, "You're my hero." Like she'll like give him a kiss or whatever, So she runs up there to RoboCop to like thank him. And she's like, "Oh my God, like so like thankful that you saved me." And he goes, "Madam, you have suffered an emotional shock. I will notify a rape crisis center." And then the scene just ends like
That's
a hard
it.
cut. That was the hardest I laughed during the whole movie. That was so good.
"Madam, I am an unfeeling machine. Please stop hugging me." All great scenes. I really did like that scene. I also like it. It's one of the most like bad. It's like it's such an iconic movie scene when he shoots the guy through her skirt in the dick.
Yeah.
Just great stuff. Are we ready for ratings?
I think so, yeah.
Mason, you first.
I will give it what's the scale? Severed hands? What's the scale for this one?
That scene was brutal. We didn't talk about that scene, but the scene where he gets blown to bits is brutal. And like,
we talked about how he got blown to bits. We just didn't go into the gory detail that's shown on screen.
it's intense.
I think for what it is, and minus me not having the nostalgia for it, I think 7 out of 10. I think that's for me.
Okay.
Pretty good.
He wanted to give it a 5, but it's okay.
Abel.
No, I acknowledge my personal rating probably would have been like a 6, but I acknowledge its place in history as one of the iconic 80s movies.
Yeah, fair. I really liked this on second watch. I mean, the first watch was like 10 years ago, so I would love to watch this movie again in like a month. If someone was like, "Yo, you want to watch RoboCop?" I'd be like, "Hell fucking yeah, I want to watch RoboCop." I would give this a 9. I think it's awesome. I hold it in high regard after this viewing.
It's a good rating. I really love the commentary in this. It is a very like of an era movie, and to me it kind of dragged in the middle, but that might just be me and my short as fuck attention span. I think I'm gonna give this an 8. I really liked it. I really liked the satire. It did stress me out a little bit though, because I was like, hey, it's not satire anymore, it's not funny, it's just real life. So I think an 8.
It's like The Simpsons predicting the future.
Stop. Don't become one of these people. Please. Please.
I'm only saying it just to piss you off.
Please don't do this. Don't. No. Abel, please. No.
I do this all the time, dude. This is not new.
Abel, please. No.
Don't let Abel mash your buttons like Mortal Kombat, Carter.
I am a button masher in Mortal Kombat. And I'd always kick
I'm a
Mason's
button masher
ass.
in every fucking game.
I'd always kick Mason's ass in Mortal Kombat. Because Jackson Briggs
Because
has
you
the
fucking
best.
button mash.
Yeah, because Jackson Briggs has the best button mash combo, and you can't fucking handle it.
What happened when we played any other video game, Carter?
Oh, any other, except for Super Smash?
Belt to ass. I don't have much, but I know my realms, my dominions.
All right, bro. All right, let's play some board games, bro. Let's play some strategy games. We'll see how you fucking fare, brother man.
There's certain ones I've got you.
Such as?
Run me Stratego.
Yo, run me Stratego. You're going to get your ass kicked in Stratego, sir.
No, dude, you're gonna hit my bombs.
I'm going to hit your bomb. You're going to hit my bomb. Yeah, maybe with my spy, good sir.
You're
Deactivate
gonna
your
be
bombs.
fooled by my bombs while I capture your flag, sir.
No way, good sir. No way. I'm about to whip out my old as fuck Star Wars branded Stratego and kick your ass. Is it time for a bit of what the fuck are we up to? What are we doing?
Yeah. It is fucking time.
What?
I need to just stop saying that. Just swearing and being loud about just agreeing with whatever the last person said.
Yeah, that was too.
It's not funny.
That
I
was
need to
too,
stop.
that was too intense, Abel. Calm the fuck down.
Yes, I concur, Carter. Let's do what you proposed.
Mason,
What a lovely day we have.
It's actually really shitty here today. It's raining. Anyway, what are you up to, Mason?
I guess I've not been watching all that much. I started Baldur's Gate. I've told Carter about this. My intrepid adventures. It's fun getting to explore the whole D&D combat system a little more in depth and getting to explore it visually so you can kind of have context to what the moves and all the dice rolls are actually resulting in the game. But I think the only other thing really is F1 Corner. This week we're in Miami. We're in America now. We had a sprint race, so that was exciting. So there's basically Friday practice, and then on Saturday there's a sprint race, which is like 20 laps, and it's worth less points. And then Sunday they'll do the full race still. So you basically get 2 for 1. It's not a bad deal from my point of view. And my boy Lando won the sprint race. We'll see what he can do in the regular race today. I haven't watched it yet. It doesn't matter when we're recording this. You guys don't know. But it happened this morning and I haven't watched it yet. And in the
That's
sprint
definitely
race,
a perk of being into that.
Oh, yeah. In the sprint race, Lando had not pitted and everybody else had. So he had a very large gap between him and the rest of the pack. And there was only 4 laps left and he was not struggling on his tires at all. So my opinion could be a hot take that even though the safety car came out and kind of stopped everyone from overtaking and making progress the last couple laps, I think even without the safety car, I think Lando had that win. I think the gap that he made after everyone pitted, I think Lando could have even gone the full thing on one set of tires. Maybe that's a hot take, but I'm standing on it. And that's Mason's F1 Corner this week.
How often does that happen?
It's actually really funny. It happens maybe 3-4 times. I mean, safety cars are more common on certain tracks, like certain tracks are more narrow, crashes are more common, which will cause those safety cars to come out when they need to clear the debris off the track.
And what do they do?
So a safety car is an actual car that comes out on track and it just goes slow. And then everyone has to fall in line behind that in the same race order when the flags came out. And it basically allows, going at slower speeds allows attendants to come out on the track and brush everything off the track and get it clear so that they can go back up to speed. And it happens decently often, but there's certain tracks where it doesn't really happen. So it's kind of dependent.
How long are they like out there?
Like how long is a race? Or on the track?
Well, like I guess how long is, because you said it was 20 laps for like the sprint race.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're pulling debris off the side, how long are they having the safety cars like deployed?
It varies, but that safety car lasted, I think, 3 laps.
Damn, that's kind of a long time, I feel like.
Yeah.
So
But
it
it's
just,
also
pauses the race, basically.
kind of. And sometimes that's under a yellow flag. If they deem it's going to take them too long, they'll red flag the race and they'll full pause it while everyone like goes to the garage while they clean up the track. And then everyone goes back out on track and they start. So you don't lose any laps that way. But it's just more of a hassle to red flag the whole race.
Okay.
What have you been watching, Abel?
I've been watching Last of Us.
Oh, yeah, I gotta watch that. I've been slacking.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I talked about it last time. It's a pretty good show. I wish that they used less shaky cam, because they use it a lot when I don't think they really need to, like during scenes where there is no action happening.
But it makes you so scared, Abel.
Aren't you
Make me
scared?
scared.
Aren't you scared
Aren't you
because the cam
scared?
was
You
shaking?
can't tell what's happening.
The cam was shaking,
I have my
Abel.
pull-up on, even during the scenes where the camera is shaking, and I'm totally fine.
It makes me think of
I'm
the
not being
first, I think it's the first Cloverfield, where it's the found
Oh,
footage.
somewhat shaky.
Don't even bring that up. I just got fucking motion sick at you saying that, bro.
Just glimpses of a large monster stepping on the street, or like a foot.
I like that movie. I like that movie a lot.
I remember it being pretty good.
I like the second one the most. 10 Cloverfield Lane.
That was really good, but that was more.
Yeah.
I thought you meant
That
Paradox
wasn't
for a
monster.
second.
That was
I
more
about
like
to,
psychological thriller.
I was about to fight.
Yeah. No,
'Cause-
Paradox is pretty fucking terrible. It's really bad.
Because I'm trying to think of is it John Goodman? Is that who's in that?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, he's really good.
I don't know. I could have seen him like getting awards recognition for that performance. Like,
Yeah,
I just don't think they're gonna make another Cloverfield movie.
probably not.
No.
Like I'm always hopeful, because Cloverfield Paradox literally got announced 2 hours before it came out. They could just do that, surprise release. That's like one of my niche movie series that I just kind of love. The fucking Paradox one ruined it all because it just conjoined all of them into a universe. And it's like, the cool part wasn't that they were going to be connected. The cool part was that they were not connected. What are we doing here?
That's a weird thing to do, to take a good series that's kind of established and then revisit it years later and kind of ruin what they established.
I wish there was another series that did
Kind
that.
of like a questionable decision. Why would someone do that?
Would it be money, perhaps?
Possible.
Oh, possibly the motivator of
I forgot that money's a thing that people like.
Wait. I will not sit here and listen to you
circle
blame.
back to Robocop. Money.
Hey, gang, hey.
I'd buy that for $1. Cloverfield Paradox, baby.
Hey, are we blaming corporate greed for the death of art? I won't sit here and take that. I won't sit here and have that. Okay? Let's stop. That's crazy. You guys are crazy. Shut up. They just voted that US citizens can get deported. Shut the fuck up.
What is this week, Carter? Upcoming, I mean.
Well, I haven't said what I'm doing.
Oh, I haven't even
my
finished
God,
what
I
I'm
thought you
doing.
No. What the fuck, man?
You're steamrolling
Cut
us,
that. I'm a
dude.
piece of shit. I'm garbage.
I listened to the new EP, We Live in a Society, released by Flume and JPEG Mafia. It's really good. It's 4 songs. The first song is called Track 1, and it's just Flume playing a bunch of beats for JPEG Mafia and him talking about how terrible they all are and how awful they sound, which I thought was very funny. It goes on for like 5 minutes, and the rest of it's cool. Really cool production by Flume. And then JPEG Mafia, who just always spits really nice on weird production. He's kind of known for it, so it's kind of a match made in heaven. And yeah, they keep with the silly conspiracy theory theme with the titles of AI Girlfriend and The Ocean is Fake. Pretty good song names. I would recommend it if you're into like experimental music or like just hip hop in general, I guess. If you're not listening to JPEG Mafia, it's probably a sign that you should. Also, I'm like,
you like Danny Brown?
Oh, Danny Brown's awesome.
Yeah.
JPEG Mafia and Danny Brown have a collab album.
That doesn't surprise me.
Like,
yeah, that makes sense.
It's called Scaring the Hose.
Oh, of course.
Crazy music. I should listen to that album again, honestly.
There's a comedian I really like who has like a podcast network that represents a few podcasts, and Danny Brown does a podcast out of there now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Danny Brown is awesome. Yeah, that's my music corner.
Abel's music
Carter,
corner.
You go.
I have a couple things. I went and saw Thunderbolts opening day.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen it yet.
Couple notes. First off, good movie. I think it does a lot more than a lot of other Marvel movies in like exploring like themes of depression and bipolar and like the actual mental problems these characters would have. I like that it is a story about a pack of losers as they see themselves, but actually they're like superhuman. But comparatively, they're losers to all the other superhumans. Yeah, it was good. It was a fun, good time. Also, IMAX. I love how big your screen is and how great your sound mix is. Stop being 3D. You don't need to be 3D. I hate 3D. You got to put on those glasses that are inside shades, and they just make the viewing experience darker. It just makes all the colors in the movie darker and not good. So, IMAX, stop being 3D, and let's stop doing 3D. We did it. We tried it. It was bad. Okay.
Is it worth going to go see? Probably.
Thunderbolts? Yeah, I think it is.
Not in IMAX, though.
Not in IMAX, though. Nothing is worth seeing in IMAX. Second thing I watched this week was I rewatched all of season 1 of Andor when the new batch of episodes came out.
Yeah, because they're doing like a weird release model.
It's 3 episodes a week.
Fuck that.
I love it.
Fuck that.
I love it. More.
I will wait.
Give me more Andor.
I don't have Disney Plus, so I guess I can't even watch it if I wanted to.
Yeah, Andor's the best Star Wars thing. It's the best thing. I will not be taking notes. Actually, I will be taking notes. Leave a comment. Tell me how wrong I am. Leave a comment telling me how wrong I am and how stupid I am. Please.
Did the writing suffer at all because they filmed through the strikes?
No.
For a little bit?
No, it did not. Not yet, anyway. But it's still been really great. And last thing, I stayed up. I had like a really ADHD hyperfixation moment, and I stayed up till 3 a.m. yesterday. I made a Pokemon team I wrote down, this is all just listing shit. I wrote down a Pokemon team for every region, and then I made a gym leader team of every type, which took me a couple hours. And it was fun. And I encourage people to do that kind of shit. It's fun. Be creative. Let your creative juices flow, folks. Be fun.
That does sound like a good time.
But that's it. That's really all I watched this week.
Cool.
Well, Carter, what are you watching next week?
I don't know.
What is
How
he
was
watching?
that one? Was that one good?
That was good. That was a good segue.
Okay.
Oh, you're right. Wait. Say it again. Give it to me. Give it to me. Just do it again, Mason. Leave this in. Do it again, Mason.
Good stuff this week, Carter. What are you watching next week?
Well, Mason,
Mason, as you know, we gotta find out, don't we? We gotta find out. Because we got...
Do we spin it or do we have scheduled?
Abel, do we
We
have...
have scheduled.
Oh, fuck! Never mind. What's on the schedule,
Less
Abel?
exciting.
Less exciting. What's on the schedule?
What's coming out? What's coming out?
Isn't it, my guess is, 28 days?
No, that's not for like another month or two.
Oh,
That's in June. That's in June.
I can't wait.
What is it, Abel?
We're gonna, it's Mission Impossible.
Oh.
First?
Yeah.
Well, we put down the first, but what if we just picked one?
Let's just do the first one.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd rather do the first. I've never seen any of them.
Yeah,
You never seen any of them?
let's definitely do the first one.
Half
Then.
of one that my friend forced me to watch.
The first two are fine. I mean, the second one I don't remember being very good.
The second one is bad.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, just banger after banger. They're all good. They're just so much fun. I'm so excited. The first one's not as good as some of the other ones.
It would have been
That's
funny
fine.
if Abel rattled those off and omitted one and just didn't address it. He was like
3, 4, 6,
5,
7.
What about 6? No, we don't talk about it.
Five's maybe the black sheep of
Is
that bunch. It's not as good as the other ones, I feel like, but it's also like, I don't know. I saw it in theaters. I had a great time. Mission Impossible 1,
Alright.
the first
Mission
one,
Impossible.
not the show from the 60s. We're watching the 90s movies,
And not Treasure Island.
and not Treasure Island.
Mission Impossible.
Fuck Treasure Island. We're never watching that. That movie's terrible. I know, because I've seen it.
You've seen Treasure Planet, you stupid son of a bitch.
No, I've seen Treasure Island.
Also, if you're referring to the Muppets Treasure Island, you're also wrong, you stupid son of a bitch.
Did I fucking say the Muppets Treasure Island? I did not. I know when to distinguish the movies that I'm talking about. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. I will distinguish when necessary, and that was not a necessary moment because I was not talking about it. I've seen all the treasure. This is stupid. This is dumb.
You guys just wait until I make you watch all the Muppet movies. And by make you, I mean fucking force you to enjoy yourselves.
No,
Yeah.
I am one of those crotchety old man puppets.
Their names are Statler and Waldorf.
I wouldn't
Yeah,
have
we've talked
pulled
about
those
this.
out of any.
You don't remember? You failed.
You failed. You guys don't remember
You failed.
Rico, and now you don't remember Statler and Waldorf? You guys fucking
Rico
suck.
from what?
From Madagascar.
Well, yeah, dude. It's in years.
Yeah, we both failed. Also, thank you guys, the listeners, for putting up with my hoarse voice. It sounds pretty terrible. We're here to make that good content for you, you know.
The sacrifices.
Yeah. Now it's going to take even longer to heal. So, 'cause I just talked for an hour.
Everybody comment thank you, Abel, under this review, or under this pod.
That's the only thing that's going to make my voice come back.
Yeah.
Is if I get enough thanks from viewers.
And if you
like
think you think his voice is better this way, don't not comment. Comment no, thank you, Abel.
No thanks, Abel.
No thanks.
Please keep your voice directly as it is in this episode.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I will unsubscribe.
Your regular voice is bad. Your new voice is good. That's what you should say.
That's what I should say.
No, not you. The listeners.
Who? Carter, my voice is fading. Please play us out.
All right. Do we have any fucking reviews or never. All right. Thanks, guys, for listening. Leave a review. Leave a fucking comment. Review. Do stuff.
Download.
Download the stuff, please.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Take care, everybody.
So you.